No, don't run, stay here, because number 20 is, you guessed it, Tyranitar. Tyranitar is pretty much a parody of Godzilla, as I just implied, and that's pretty much it. I just like dinosaurs, so that's why I find its design awesome. Alright, I'm done with this stalling nonsense. Let's already go to battling skills. As a pseudo-legendary, Tyranitar's base stat total is a super high 600, and except speed. All of its stats are exceptionally high, especially attack. So, in terms of battling style, it's pretty much versatile. Tyranitar's ability possibilities are Sandstream and Unnerve. Again, I find Unnerve inferior, so I'd always go with Sandstream. And as for its move pool, it's very big and diverse, but it's not enough for weakness coverage. Mainly because Tyranitar has 7 weaknesses. Ugh. Are we finished? Well, I don't know about you, but I'm American. Tyranitar's beastly Mega Evolution gets small buffs to all stats, except HP and special attack, so it's better at doing what it normally does, and its design looks so much cooler. Not really for the individual features, but just the overall look. Sorry, that's all. There's no more. Tyranitar sports an epic design with good battling skills, or great if we're talking about its Mega, and an epic Mega. All that is enough to easily earn it 20th place. Alright, you can run now. Do you play chess? If so, what's your favorite piece? Besides the queen, of course. If it's the bishop, odds are you'll like number 19, Bisharp. Bisharp is based on a... Do I even need to say it? It also looks like a samurai or some sort of warrior. Both of those origins are really cool and go really well together. And they even give Bisharp some really cool features, like all the blades on its body, and actually that's pretty much it. So we're moving right into battling skills. Bisharp's BST is 490, which is good. And with its 2 highest stats being attack and defense, it's a physical tank. Bisharp can, for abilities, have Defiance, Inner Focus, or Pressure. They're all good abilities in my opinion, so, you know, you choose which one is best. If you have such a problem with that, remember, clicking on this video was your choice. And as for its move pool, it's both big and diverse, but it could be better with weakness coverage. It can use Psycho Cut or Aerial Ace for fighting, and as for ground and fire, it could use Water Hidden Power, but Bisharp's special attack is exceptionally low, so your choice. But apart from that one flaw, Bisharp does really well in battle and has an epic design, so it diagonally captures 19th place. Get it? Because bishops can only move diagonally in chess? Ah, shut the f*** up, I don't hear your brain coming up with better puns. Pseudo-legendary is what number 18 is. However, this one's the only one with gender differences. That's right, it's none other than Garchomp. Garchomp is based on both a land shark and a jet. That's so epic, I just want to explode. All of its features, the fins, spikes, claws, tail, and especially engine horns, combine to make a epic as Pokémon design. If I haven't made it clear already, Garchomp's design is one of the coolest ones in existence. As hard as it is for me to keep myself from going on about Garchomp's monster design forever, I kinda have to, because I also have to go over battling skills. Again, pseudo-legendary, meaning its BST is 600. Most of this goes into its HP and speed, and especially attack, with good defense as well. So, at best, physical sweeper. Garchomp's abilities are Sand Veil and Rough Skin. Since Garchomp is plenty fast already, I find Rough Skin more useful than Sand Veil in this case. Now for its move pool, it's both big and diverse, and yes, it's enough for weakness coverage. Dragon covers itself! And it can use a steel move for Fairy and Ice. What are people from Finland? They are Finnish, but we are not. Garchomp has a Mega Evolution, which gets a minor speed nerf for buffs to, except HP, as always, all stats, so it's not quite as good at sweeping, but it has more power and bulk. It also gets a new ability, Sand Force, which works well on it, and its new design is pretty cool, but I must say I prefer regular Garchomps, and Cynthia's Garchomp in the anime. Garchomp's epic design, battling skills, and Mega Evolution are all very epic. Enough so to give it 18th place. Something about me, I'm not too fond of limbless Pokemon. I mean, if they can't punch or kick, then what can they do? Tackle? Yeah, there are no limbless Pokemon that I like. Wait, where's my head? Oh, here it is. No, wait. Darn it! That ruined the surprise! Ugh. Placing 17th is Glalie. I wasn't lying. I don't like limbless Pokemon that much, but Glalie is a huge exception to this. It's got a few cool features. The least you could do is humor me, like its blue eyes, ice carving like marks, and black horns. I also like the overall hockey mask look. While a bit unusual, it still looks awesome. Alright, time for Glalie's battling skills. Its BST is 480, which is good, and like Silvally, all of its stats are perfectly balanced, so it can battle in any style you like. Glalie's ability possibilities are Inner Focus, Ice Body, and Moody. Moody is a gamble, so I choose any but that one. Glalie's move pool is fairly big and diverse, and yes, it's good for weakness coverage. It's got Psychic or Flying hidden power for fighting, and Earthquake for everything else. Finland! Glalie has a Mega Evolution, which gets small buffs to its offenses and speed, turning it into a mixed sweeper. Sure, this takes away from the versatility, but I don't think it's that big a deal. It also gets a new ability, Refrigerate, which I find useful. But there is one thing about Mega Glalie that I'm not too crazy about, and that would be its design. To be honest, I think it looks pretty creepy, so the design award goes to normal Glalie. Onto the anime, Ash has a Glalie. I'm kinda sad that it was only really used for the Hoenn League, but in this league, the thing was a boss. So, in a few words, good anime portrayal. Glalie's design, battling skills, and Mega, well, disregarding the creepy design, I'll give it the 17th place crown. Or rather, goalie mask. Number 16 is another regional bird. Sorry, I can't think of any other hints, besides that it's from Hoenn. Yeah, it's Swallow, alright. Swallow is my favorite regional bird, mainly because I just like swallows, and Swallow's pretty much just a normal looking one. As I've made clear many times before, nice and simple is not a bad thing. Nothing about Swallow does not say swallow, at least in my eyes. I really like Swallow's hair, tail feathers, talons, and wings, less notably, but I think I've gone on about design long enough. Swallow's got a BST of 455, which is okay, and all it really has is high speed and decent attack, so technically physical sweeper. Swallow's abilities are Guts and Scrappy. Scrappy is good in rather uncommon situations, so I have the guts to pick Guts. That plus Flame Orb plus Facade, hell yes. Swallow's move pool is pretty small and whatever the opposite of diverse is, but it does house some powerhouse moves. Like Brave Bird, Sky Attack, Boom Burst, Reversal, Hurricane, and a few others. It also makes Swallow good with weakness coverage! It can use Steel Wing for Rock and Dice, and for Electric, Ground Hidden Power. So overall, this seems pretty average, right? Don't really see why I put Swallow so high on this list. Well, let me show you the main reason I love Swallow so much. The anime. Ash's Swallow. Ash's Swallow. This Pokemon is a complete beast. Super good at battling and has a lot of wind under its belt. For some reason, seeing this one Pokemon dominate so much gave me an affinity for Swallow as a whole. Honestly, before Grovyle evolved, I called Swallow Ash's strongest Hoenn Pokemon. As I'm sure you can tell, Ash's Swallow is one of my favorite anime Pokemon. This awesome anime portrayal, along with its design and battling skills to a lesser extent, I'll easily win Swallow its title as my 16th favorite Pokemon of all time. Quit being so vile, you weasel! I'm talking to you, Weevil! As I just implied. Weevil is a weasel, and maybe a cat. The origin's not really important here. It's mainly the individual features. Its claws, headdress, or crown, if that's what you'd rather call it, ears, scarf, tail, and overall, sleek and slender appearance. All of these features come together to make a very epic and even badass Pokemon design. But Weevil's design isn't the only epic thing about it. Its BST is a great 510, and it has high attack and speed, like any physical sweeper would, with decent special defense to help it out. Weevil can have either pressure or pickpocket for abilities, and while they are both good, I prefer the former. Onto its move pool, it's very big and a bit less, but still quite diverse, but it just barely comes up short for weakness coverage. For rock, steel, and fire, it's got dig, for bug it's fighting, aerial ace, and for fairy, it's got poison jab or metal claw. Only problem is, there aren't enough move slots, but if you're not big on stab attacks, this could work for you. In the anime, Paul has a Weevil, which is kind of weak to be honest. Weevil's design is, again, very epic and badass, and it also has good battling skills, so giving it 15th place is no vile action, I assure you. Number 14's another evolution. Back to the deduction game. Finally, this one's highest stat is a physical one. With that, we can eliminate Vaporeon, Jolteon, Glaceon, and Sylveon. That stat is defense. That's right, it's Leafeon. Like Espeon and Umbreon, Leafeon appears to be based solely on a feline, with nice tan skin and several leaves growing out of its body. I find this design overall very elegant, since the grass connects to the rest of its body very smoothly and nicely. But Leafeon rocks more than just design. A 525 BST is a good start, and just look at all that defense and attack. It makes for a strong physical tank, with good speed to back it up. For abilities, Leafeon has access to Leaf Guard and Chlorophyll. They both work well on Leafeon, but it has pretty good speed already, thus making Leaf Guard a bit more useful than Chlorophyll, at least in my opinion. However, Leafeon does have one flaw in its battling formula, which is its move pool. It's not incredibly big or diverse, and despite most pure grass types being good with weakness coverage, Leafeon is unfortunately not one of them. It could use Rock Hidden Power for all but Poison, but Leafeon's got bad special attack, so pretty bad situation. But apart from that, Leafeon is a good battler overall, and most importantly, its design is very elegant and dignified, so that's the main reason I give it 14th place on this list. Number 13's a starter. It's also the only starter of its type to be single-typed. Process that for a few seconds. Time's up! It's none other than Typhlosion. Typhlosion is my favorite Johto Pokemon. Its origin isn't really special. It's mainly the combination of the really cool Flame Belt and the otherwise nice and simple design. Since I pretty much just explained everything I like about Typhlosion's design, it's time to proceed to battling skills. Its BST comes in at a very high 534, and it sports high special attack and speed, resulting in good special sweeping skills, with pretty good attack and special defense to further aid it. Typhlosion's possibilities... Sorry, I just never get tired of that joke. Are Blaze and the dreaded Flash Fire, so... If you've been watching this countdown, odds are you know which one I choose. And if you haven't, or just don't know for whatever reason, I did say dreaded Flash Fire, so... Anyway, it's got a big and pretty diverse move pool, but in a pure Fire type's case, as long as it can learn a Grass type attack, which I'm pretty sure they all can, it's all set for weakness coverage, and Typhlosion's got Solar Beam and Grass Hidden Power. And now for the anime, Dawn and Ash each own a Quilava, and neither of them evolves into Typhlosion. Typhlosion! Sorry, it's just since they each have a Quilava, at least one can evolve, right? But forget that, Typhlosion. Both your design and battling skills are great. So with great pride and pleasure, I humbly award you 13th place. Sorry, 2 starters in a row. Also, I've already talked about the other 2 starters from the same region. Yeah, it's Sceptile, my favorite Hoenn starter. A-I-J-I. It's based on a gecko, boasting several epic features like the wrist blades, palm tree tail, yellow seeds, and that's all. It just pulls the gecko look off very epically, but it also pulls battling off epically. It's got a very high 530 BST, and it boasts high special attack and speed, like yet another special sweeper. Also, it's got help from its fairly high attack and special defense. Sceptile's ability possibilities are Overgrow and Unburden. If you like using items a lot, I recommend Unburden. If not, I recommend Overgrow, but personally, I prefer Unburden. And as for its move pool, it's both big and diverse. And again, all pure grass types need for weakness coverage is a rock and ground type move. And Sceptile can use Rock Hidden Power and Earthquake, or Ground Hidden Power and Rock Slide. Man, I am so obsessed with Finland today. Sceptile's got a Mega Evolution that'll make any opponent shit themselves. Except HP, and Special Defense. It gets small buffs to all stats. So, again, it can do what it normally does but better. It also gets a new ability, Lightning Rod, which is okay. But you know what's better than okay? Its design. The thing looks so much more epic, especially that tail. It can shoot the thing off its body. How awesome is that? Now for the anime, Ash has a Sceptile. This Pokemon is quite a boss. Anyone who can beat a freaking Darkrai is definitely a boss in my eyes. And as I said before, I think Sceptile is Ash's strongest Hoenn Pokemon. Isn't it obvious? All these awesome qualities, design, battling skills, Mega Evolution, and anime portrayal are extremely epic and badass. So 12th place? That seems like the absolute least I can offer Sceptile. Sorry, 2 evolutions in one part. Since this one's my favorite, deduction game one last time. It's got a special stat as its highest. With that, we can eliminate Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. That stat is special attack. That's right, it's none other than Glaceon. Glaceon, like all the other evolutions, is based on a feline and looks extremely elegant. The forehead crest, teal dangles, tail, pointed ears, dainty legs, and a few others are all extremely elegant. Again. But let's see if Glaceon's battling skills hold the same virtue. Its BST, again, like all other evolutions, is 525, with most going into its defenses and special attack, so it can, with special attacks, hit hard, and take lots of damage while doing so. Onto abilities! Glaceon can have either Snow Cloak or Ice Body, and while they do both work well on Glaceon, my personal preference, by a small margin, is Ice Body. But like Leafeon, Glaceon's move pool is pretty lackluster, but despite that, it's actually good with type coverage. Ground hidden power can take rock, steel, and fire, and stored power can take fighting. Yes, I know stored power is useless without positive stat changes, but what choice does it have? And in the anime, May had an Eevee, which evolved into Glaceon. Ecstasy! What do you know? Glaceon's battling skills are very good, and that, along with the elegant design, is what encourages me to give it, sorry, 11th place. Glaceon is easily my favorite evolution and will be for eons. Yes, I waited until now to use that joke.